Shalom. So, I'm here. I'm going to start. Don't mind my got a little ponytail on my hoodie on. I'm going to start my scripture readings today. I've been meaning to put this video out a couple of days ago. I actually recorded a whole lot for it, but I ended up deleting everything. I was like, I'm just gonna start over. The purpose of me doing this is to read out loud scriptures and possibly get people to hear it. A lot of us nobody wants to pick up the book and read. Some of us don't have the time to pick up a book and read, and the scripture even says you'll know the laws by hearing. So some people can't read. So in light of knowing that, I feel like the ones who are able to read and definitely read with understanding should be definitely reading these scriptures and getting the Most High's flock to wake up as much as possible. And I'm going to start in Genesis. Anytime anybody asks me, oh, I'm new to reading the Bible, I don't know where to start. Genesis, it's a book. So we're going to start in the beginning. Okay. But I'm going to start, and I'm going to try to read at least 1 through 3, chapters 1 through 3, and that's only because it's all the same story, pretty much, 1 through 3. So I'm going to start that, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope this video enlightens you. I hope that this could be the wake-up call for a lot of the Most High's flock by hearing the law. So I'm going to start. I am going to point the camera at my Bible. Please don't mind the scribbles and all the colors. Just look at the words. Look past it. See what I mean? Yeah, but don't look at all that. Just hear me. In the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth came to be formless and empty, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the spirit of Elohim was moving on the face of the waters. And Elohim said, "Let light come to be," and light came to be. And Elohim saw that that it was good. And Elohim separated the light from the darkness, and Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, one day. And Elohim said, "Let the expanse come to be in the midst of the waters, and let us separate the waters from the waters." And Elohim made the expanse, and separated the waters which were under the expanse from the waters which were above the expanse. And it came to be so. And Elohim called the expanse heavens. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the second day. And just side note, in most Bibles, especially in KJV, that word expanse is going to be firmament. In most KJV, in KJV, I'm not sure what the NIV says. I have an NIV Bible in here, but yeah. Just to let y'all know, that is firmament. So he used the firmament to separate the waters from above the firmament, the sky, the heavens, to the waters that are below. But side note, let me keep going. I'm on 9. And Elohim said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let dry land appear." And it came to be so. And Elohim called the dry land earth. So earth is the dry land, not a planet. Another side note, sorry. Starting again at 10. And Elohim called the dry land earth, and the collection of the waters he called seas. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, 11. And Elohim said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the plants that yield seed, and fruit trees that yield fruit according to its kind, whose fruits is in itself and on the earth." And it came to be so. And the earth brought forth grass, and the plants that yield seed according to its kind, and the tree that yields fruit, whose seed is in itself according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good, and there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the third day. And Elohim said, let lights come to be in the expanse of the heavens to separate the day from the night. Let them be for signs and appointed times and for days and for years. This is telling us how we're supposed to get our days, years, and times, right? These lights. And let them be for lights in the expanse, again, firmament, of the heaven to give light on earth. And it came to be so. And Elohim made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. And Elohim set them in the expanse of the heavens and to give light on the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And Elohim saw that it was good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the 4th day. And Elohim said, let the waters teem with shoals of living beings, and let birds fly above the earth on the face of the expanse of the heavens. So that also shows you what the expanse of the heavens are, where the birds fly. And Elohim created great sea creatures, and every living being that moves, with which the waters teemed, according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim blessed them, saying, be fruitful and increase, and fill the waters and the seas. Be fruitful and increase, and fill the waters and the seas, and let the birds increase on earth. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the 5th day. And Elohim said, let the earth bring forth living beings according to its kind, livestock and creeping creatures, and beasts of the earth according to its kind. And it came to be so. And Elohim made the beasts of the earth according to its kind, livestock according to its kind, and all that creeps on the earth according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, and let them rule over the fish in the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over all the creeper creatures that creep on the ground. And Elohim created the man in his image, and in the image of Elohim he created him. Male and female he created them. And Elohim blessed them, and Elohim said to them, be fruitful and increase, and fill the earth and subdue it, and rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over all the creeping creatures on earth. And Elohim says, see, I have given you every plant that yields seed, which is on the face of the earth, and every tree whose fruits yield seed. To you it is for food. And every beast of the earth, to every bird of the heavens, and every creeping creature on the earth, which is there is a living being, every green plant is for food. And it came to be so. And Elohim saw that all he had made, and see, it was very good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the 6th day. Thus the heavens and the earth were completed, and all their array. And in the 7th day Elohim completed his work which he had done, and he rested on the 7th day from all his works which he had done. And Elohim blessed the 7th day and set it apart, because on it he rested from all his work which Elohim creating. He rested from all his work which Elohim in creating had made. There are the births of the heaven and the earth, which they were created in the day that Elohim made earth and heavens. Now no shrub was on the field yet. I'm sorry. I'm not editing either, sorry. No shrub of the field was yet on the earth, and no plant of the field had yet sprung up, for Yahuah Elohim had not sent rain on the earth. There was no man to till the ground. So this, he's describing before he made Adam and Eve. And Elohim formed the man out of the dust and the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of lives, and the man became a living being. And Yahuah Elohim planted a garden in Eden to the east, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground Yahuah Elohim made every tree grow that was pleasant to the sight and good for food, with the tree of life in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge and good and evil. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden. From there it divided and became 4 heads. I'm going to apologize in advance because I'm about to butcher a lot of these words. Well, a couple of names. The name of the first is Pishon. It is one of the surrounding It is the one surrounding the entire land of Havilah, where there is gold, and the gold of the land is good. Bdellium is there, and the Shoham stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon. It is the one surrounding the entire land of Cush. And the name of the third river is Hadikiel. Butchered, sorry. And the name of the second river is Gishon. It is the one surrounding the entire land of Cush. And the name of the third river is Hadikiel. It is the one which goes towards the east of Asher. And the fourth river is Euphrates. And Elohim took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and to guard it. And Yahuah Elohim commanded the man, saying, Eat of every tree of the garden, but do not eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, for in the day that you eat of it you shall surely die. And Yahuah Elohim said, It is not good for man to be alone. I am going to make a helper for him, as his counterpart. And from the ground Yahuah Elohim formed every beast of the field and every bird of the heavens, and brought them to the man to see what he would call them. And whatever the man called each living being, that was its name. So the man gave names to all livestock, and to the birds of the heavens, and to every beast of the field. But for the man there was found no helper for him, as his counterpart. So Yahuah Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall on the man, and he slept. And he took out one of his ribs and closed up the flesh in its place. And the rib which Yahuah Elohim had taken from the man he formed into a woman, and he brought her to the man. And the man said, This is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. This one is called woman, because she was taken out of man. For this cause a man shall leave his father and his mother and cleave to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Y'all see I was taking notes on that. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, yet they were not ashamed. And the Nahash, the serpent, was more crafty than all the lives of the field which Yahuah Elohim had made. And he said to the woman, Is it true that Elohim has said, Do not eat of every tree of the Is it true that Elohim said, Do not eat of every tree in the garden? And the woman said to the Nahash, the serpent, We are to eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. But the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim said, Do not eat of it, nor touch it, lest you die. And the Nahash said to the woman, You shall certainly not die. For Elohim knows that in the day that you eat of it, your eyes shall be open, and you shall be like Elohim, knowing good and evil. And the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree desirable to make one wise. And she took of the fruit and ate. And she also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of the both of them were open, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together, and made loin coverings for themselves. And they heard the voice of Yahuah Elohim walking about in the garden towards the wind of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yahuah Elohim among the trees of the garden. And Yahuah Elohim called unto Adam, saying, Where are you? And he said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid myself. And he said, Who made you know that you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree in which I commanded you should not eat? And the man said, The woman who you gave to me, she gave me the tree, and I ate. She gave me of the tree, and I ate. And Elohim said to the woman, What is this that you've done? And the woman said, The Nahash deceived me, and I ate. And Elohim said to the Nahash, Because you have done this, you are cursed more than all livestock, and more than every beast of the field. On your belly you are to go, and dust you eat all your days of your life. And I put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall crush your head, and you shall crush his heel. To the woman he said, I greatly increase your sorrow and your conception. Bring forth children in pain. And your desire will be for your husband, and he does rule over you. And to the man he said, Because you have listened to the voice of your wife, and have eaten from the tree in which I commanded you, saying, Do not eat of it. Cursed is the ground because of you. In toil you are to eat of it all the days of your life. And the ground shall bring forth thorns and thistles for you, and you shall eat the plants of the field. Turn the page real quick. By the sweat of your face you are to eat bread until you return to the ground. For out of it you were taken. For dust you are, to dust you return. And the man called his wife name Kavah, because she became the mother of all living. And Yahuah Elohim made coats of skin for the man and his wife and dressed them. He made clothes out of animal skins for them. Wow. And Yahuah, Yahuah Elohim said, see, the man has become like one of us, to know good and evil. And now, lest he put out his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever. So Yahuah Elohim sent him out of the Garden of Eden to till the ground which he was taken. He drove the man out, and he placed cherubim at the east of the Garden of Eden, and a flaming sword which turned every way to guard the way of the tree of life. So, I just did Genesis chapter 1 through 3. There was a few things, like I know I was doing commentary as I was reading it. Sorry, I'm not editing nothing. It's the few things that I kind of wanted to point out about this chapter. I want to say it. I want to say it, but at the same time, I do want to keep this kind of more milk, so to say, and not complicate things, so people can get an understanding as they hear the laws. But what I did want y'all to notice is how the Most High made light the first day, but didn't make the sun until the fourth day. And then if you go to John 1:1, in the beginning it was the Word, and the Word was God. I'm gonna just go to it because you know what, this is like a Bible study anyway, and why would I not enlighten my people with things that have come to me? And this is in light of the Massiah. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Elohim, and the Word was Elohim. He was in the beginning with Elohim. All came to be through him, and without him not even one came to be that came to be. And in him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. So there was a post I made a while ago on TikTok, and I said he is day one creation, and he literally was the day one creation. Another thing I wanted to point out was with Shabbat, Sabbath. The Most High did not create the moon until day 4. And we know that the new moon tells us the beginning of the new month. In Exodus 12 verse 2, he tells us the first month and to go by it on the first on the new moon of that month, and that's the first new moons of new moons, which means the first new moon of the year. I wanted to point out that day 1 didn't start with the creation of the moon. And I only say that because a lot of people keep Sabbath. They count the new moon of each month as day 1 and then 7 days later. But when they do that, that makes some weeks 4 days, 5 days, and then the next day is Sabbath. And then some weeks you're working 7 whole days, and then the 8th day is Sabbath. And that's just not aligning with Scripture. What does align with Scripture, though, would be counting day 1 of the year as the new moon, and then after that, every 7 days after that through the year. So the Sabbath should fall on a fixed day every year. However, it wouldn't be Saturday, some years it can be Saturday, but it just depends on when that first day of the year falls on. And that's in Exodus. Like I said, it's Exodus 12 verse 2. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to it. This is the new moon and the beginning of the new moons for you. It is the first new moon of the year for you. So with knowing that, and then we're supposed to go every 7 days, I don't think Sabbath is kept from the new moon of the month and then 7 days later. Like I said, that will give some weeks Sabbath falling on day 4, day 6, or day 8 sometimes, which means you're working for a full 7 days and then Sabbath. Like, it won't work that way. Just given a new moon. And that's why I wanted to point out in the beginning how the moon was not made until day 4, but Sabbath was still 3 days after that, because he was counting from the first day of creation and not the first day of the new moon. So when it comes to our years, he's not really counting from the first day of the new moon every year. He's counting from the first day of the year to show us when everything is new. Then count 7. And I've only ever heard one other person on TikTok that explained it that way. Everybody else that I listen to, like, everybody has different ideas. Some people genuinely feel it's Saturday. Some people genuinely think that we're supposed to go off of the first new moon of each month and count like that. New moon of each month, day 1. But I've only heard one other person that says, no, you go from day 1 of the year and then keep counting 7. And on each 7 falls a Sabbath. So I had to add all of that in there. I don't know why. I just felt the need. Of course, these videos are always open to discussion, open to other people's knowledge on scripture. It's not open to personal opinions and strifing. Like I said, everybody has different points of views, and I am open to speaking on scripture, fellowshipping. Iron sharpens iron. That is it. If there's something that you disagree, please feel free to let me know, and, respectfully, and why. Because all I'm doing is spreading knowledge that was only given to me. It is not mine. As it was given, it could be taken away. And I truly know that as the man that hid his talent, you should not hide what was given to you, so that when the Most High is ready to come and reap his harvest, he can reap with interest. So I know what was given unto me, and I'm not going to hold it in. But by all means, like I said, this is open for discussion, open for others' knowledge, open. I might start going live sooner or later. Not sure yet too much how I feel about live, but other than that, I pray that we can all come together as a community, as a nation. I pray the Messiah's people are gathered back together, and with the quickness, as we know, the Messiah is coming. He is coming as a thief in the night, and we do not know the time. We do not know the time or the hour that our King is coming. So we got to stay ready. So we ain't got to get ready. So before we can stay ready, let's get ready, because he's coming, and this is a daily walk. So shalom to everybody. I will post again soon. And I hope and pray that everybody is walking in the Most High's will, and that we are wanting to do those things that are pleasing unto Abba. Shalom.